Here's my stocking stuffers. Let's go. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave from Chase the Summit, and in this video, it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk about holiday gift ideas to get that runner in your life. Maybe not even just holiday. It could be their birthday or it could be Valentine's Day. I don't know, anything. And some of these gifts are probably going to be super obvious and you probably already bought them. And other gifts may not be so obvious, and hopefully it helps you get the wheels turning on some unique ideas for this holiday season. Because I know us runners are pretty hard to buy for. My wife keeps asking me what I want for Christmas, and honestly, I don't know. I kind of have everything I need. And in this video, I'm going to focus on 3 different categories. We're going to talk about stocking stuffers under $100. We're going to talk about apparel and things you wear. And then we're going to talk about electronics, because that's kind of my shtick. That's what I really enjoy. And before I spew any of this information on you, just know that this video is not sponsored. These are just genuinely products I like to use in my personal day-to-day life as a runner, and I thought I'd share them with you. Of course, there's other gifts out there you might be able to get. I'm probably not going to cover everything in this video. These are just things I generally enjoy and what I'd enjoy seeing in my stocking or under the tree on Christmas morning. Without further ado, let's get into the stocking stuffers, because these are good. I don't even know how to organize this. I guess I'll just go willy-nilly and grab something and talk about it, and then we'll move on to the next item. Okay, first of all is going to be some form of nutrition for the runner in your life. If they're racing, they're an ultra runner, or even a marathon runner, or somebody who just goes on long trail runs, odds are they probably use some form of nutrition during those runs. Now, before you go out and buy all the items and products I talk about in this video, just know that nutrition is a very personal subject. Some people don't like sugary, sweet type things. Some people do. And if you're buying this kind of stuff for someone who's been doing this for a long time, you may want to look in like their trash barrel or like in their backpack and see what products they're already using, so you can just buy more of what works for them. But if it's someone brand new to the sport and they're just getting into running on roads or trails, maybe buy like a little assortment pack and they can try a little bit of each and see what works for them. I know a lot of people have issues with gels. I personally like them for any distance up to 50K. Sometimes I won't even eat real food. I'll just rely on goos and they work for me. So this one is mandarin orange. I like the citrusy flavors, lemon, orange, anything like lemonade or whatever they have. That's typically what I gravitate to, and something that I don't really get sick of. These are great because they're small, lightweight. You can ingest them really fast on the go. And yeah, they're super cheap. I also really like these Cliff energy blocks, and these are kind of like gummy fruity things that you chew on, and all of these just have like sugar and electrolytes in them, and these just go down really nicely as well. And finally, I wouldn't be talking about nutrition if I didn't include Tailwind. I love Tailwind. Basically it's just a powder you mix into your water. It's got electrolytes and sugar in it, and for me it really helps for those long distance events. Again, really great stocking stuffer because it comes in these like individual packets. These are 2 servings, and you can buy big bulk orders of these for like $25. And obviously these are just a few ideas in terms of nutrition. There are a bunch of products out there for this type of thing. So maybe just buy a smattering of everything and kind of give your runner a sample tray to try out. Before we move on, if you find this video helpful or entertaining or anything, consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel, because I'd really appreciate that. I'd love to get to 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It's kind of a goal. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but with your help, I might. Also, if you're interested in picking anything up that I mentioned in this video, I'll have them linked down below, and those links do help support my channel, but they cost nothing extra to you. So yeah, it'd be great if you used them. Next up, we're going to talk about chafe, because that's everyone's favorite subject, right? Chafing is the worst. It is seriously the worst thing that can happen. If you're 10 miles into a 50K or something, it can end your race. And for me, I live by something called Body Glide. Maybe it's not the most flattering topic to talk about, but this stuff is amazing. Basically, it comes in this little stick. You can buy it in this size or even a little miniature size that you can keep in a backpack. I think this is like $10, and the small ones are like $5. This stuff is like deodorant. You just kind of rub it in areas where you might chafe. This could be your feet, your armpits, your neck if you're wearing a vest. And this stuff really helps reduce or prevent chafe entirely. So yeah, Body Glide's kind of a no-brainer. It's like under $10. It's really awesome. And if your runner has never tried this sort of product, it might be a night and day difference for them if there's someone who has chafed in the past. Another stocking stuffer that I feel like every trail runner or hiker out there should have in their backpack is going to be some form of water filtration. This is called the Katadyn Befree water filter, and these are my favorite because they're so small and compact and fast. That last part is important because if you're a trail runner, you don't want to be fussing around with a water pump or a filter that takes up all of your time, and maybe you're going for a PR. That's the worst. Katadyn Befree water filter comes in a few different versions that cost different amounts. So there's the plain old base model here that's just the cap, which is basically the filter itself. No bottle that comes with this, and this screws onto any wide mouth running flask water bottle. That could be a Solomon or an Ultimate Direction. A bunch of different brands have this diameter of opening. But there's also a kit that includes a soft flask in the box where you can attach that to put your dirty water in here and then squeeze it into a clean water container. The Katadyn Befree water filter is one of my favorites because it's so fast. The output from this thing, once you open it up and just hang it upside down, water just dumps out of this thing, and it's safe to drink right from a stream or from a pond or anything like that. It takes out all that cryptosporidium and giardia, that's the word I'm looking for. Basically all the bad stuff that you would ingest, takes all that out, filters it, and you're good to go. Another sort of emergency stocking stuffer that can go along with that water filter is something like this. This is an SOL Mylar Bivy, and these are really handy if you live in cold areas like me. I'm in the Northeast in Massachusetts. Trail running this time of year in kind of the backcountry can be a little bit scary, and not having the proper emergency equipment can be dangerous. So this blanket, it's nice and compact. It can fit in the bottom of your vest and a backpack pretty easily, but it's also a Mylar blanket that you can wrap around yourself in the event of an emergency. This thing is only 20 bucks, and you should definitely have one of these, or your trail running friend should have one of these in their backpack. And if they don't, stick one of these in their stocking because it's definitely worth it. I personally like this SOL brand because it's pretty small and compact, and it comes in a repackable container. Another stocking stuffer idea for the runner in your life is going to be reflectors, especially this time of year. It's getting dark out very early. It's super annoying. I wish it wasn't dark at 4 o'clock, but it is, so now we have to live with it. These reflectors can go up on your bicep, they can go on your wrists, they can go on your ankles, and they make you super visible at night because they're reflective. I'm a big fan of these in conjunction with a headlamp, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but these are super cheap. I got a pack of, I think 6 of these for like 10 bucks, and they included one that actually has a little LED blinker on it that makes you even more visible. If you've got a friend with a Garmin or a Coros or a Sunto or a Polar or something, they have the ability to swap out their watch bands, so if you know their favorite color, maybe pick one of these up. And I know a lot of people in the comments of a lot of my videos asks what watch bands I use. This one's actually made by a company called Anker. It's on Amazon. It's like $10 for one of these bands. These also come in a ton of different colors, basically everything under the rainbow and everything in between. And finally, this is a fun little topic. This doesn't really belong here, but it kind of does. This is a nail or pedicure kit. So inside here, I've got a pair of nail clippers, some tweezers. I've also got a safety pin in there. This, if you don't know, if you're an ultra runner, can be a lifesaver to leave in your drop bag or whatever. And if your runner doesn't have one of these, you got to give them one, because having a little pedicure kit in your drop bag in the middle of a race when you've got blisters and toenails digging in and things like that can be really great. And these are super cheap. It's a nice gesture to give somebody you care about. Okay, moving on to apparel and things I like to wear when I'm out trail running this time of year, late fall, early winter. It can be cold, it can be wet, it can be snowy. These things can come in handy. The most obvious thing is going to be a good pair of wind-resistant gloves. These are neoprene gloves by a brand called Vebe. You can see there. These are about $15. So the nice thing about these is, if you can notice there, they have a little on symbol there, and that's because they have a touch-enabled finger, so you can use your phone while wearing them, but they're also wind-proof because they're made out of neoprene, and they keep my hands really warm while also not being too warm, because when you're running, you can tend to sweat and get a little bit hot. Maybe at the car, you feel like you're colder than you actually are, and when you start to move, you get gross and clammy and sweaty. These are that nice balance of weight between super thick and warm and also being kind of like a liner glove. So this is a nice middle of the ground size glove. Next up, we have a Powerstretch Beanie. This is just a hat that you wear on the colder months of the year. And the nice thing about Powerstretch material is that it's super stretchy, implied in the name, but it's also not super thick and too warm, again, like the gloves. These kinds of beanies are available from a lot of different brands. Just make sure that the word Powerstretch is in the title. They'll come from companies like Outdoor Research or Patagonia or Mountain Hardware. There's a lot of them out there. but I prefer the Powerstretch material. The next item I want to talk about is kind of loud, so let me put it on and then we'll talk. Okay, this is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 jacket. I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite items this time of year. When you get wet, heavy rain and sleet and snow, this is actually a waterproof jacket that's designed for high activity use. For running, for hiking, anything like that, this is a great jacket to have. A couple of things about this jacket. First of all, it's an actual waterproof jacket. It's not just a wind shell like a lot of the competition you see out there. But the other nice thing about it, hang on, it's loud, is it's super compact. This packs down to like the size of a baseball, and you can actually stuff it into its own pocket and zip it up so it's nice and compact. And it only weighs like a couple of ounces. It's a very lightweight jacket. Perfect for trail running because you can stuff it in the bottom of your pack and kind of forget about it. Great for emergencies when it starts to rain or snow. Love this jacket. It's been around with me for a couple of years. I think it retails for about $150, but it is totally worth it. Okay, now we move on to sunglasses. These are my favorite right now, and these are from Roka, called the Barton sunglasses. They sent these out to me a few months ago. I have not gotten around to reviewing them because I don't know how to review sunglasses, but I do really like these things, and they are now my favorite running glasses. Do I look cool? A couple of things about the Roka Barton sunglasses. If you look on the inside here, you can see that there's actually a rubberized grip on the inside of the sunglasses, and the arms themselves are super flexible. You can see they really can accommodate a lot of head sizes. They also have a little rubberized grip on the inside of the nose grip here, and in the box with the sunglasses, they include more grips for various nose sizes. These glasses are entirely made out of plastic, so they are extremely light, and I barely notice them on my head when I'm running. There's no bounce to them. They really grip my head, and in my opinion, they look pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Now, the Roka Barton sunglasses come in a few different colors. You can also get prescription lenses or polarized lenses. For me, I just went with the standard lenses. These come in at about $120, so they're not super cheap, but they're definitely high quality and they are designed for running. Okay, now we're going to talk about electronics. Can you see me? You probably can't. Okay, let me turn that off. Like I said before, when we talked about reflectors, it is dark by around 4 p.m. here in Massachusetts lately. It's the worst, but to make the best of it, you gotta have a good headlamp. This is the Biolite 750 headlamp. I did review this headlamp in full on my channel, and I'll link that review up here. Right now, this is my favorite headlamp for running. A couple of things about this headlamp is, first of all, it is insanely bright. It's 750 lumens out of the front lens here. It looks like a car's high beam when you're running down the road, which is awesome. Makes you very visible, and you can also see very far distances. Another thing about the Biolite 750 is that it has this massive battery pack in the back here for really long run times. But I think my favorite perk about the Biolite 750 is this included flashing red light on the back of the headband here, because it makes you visible from the back when you're running. You can be seen from behind, which is super important. And instead of wearing an additional flasher or reflector or something on the back, you now have two birds with one stone with one product in the Biolite 750. Now, this headlamp is not cheap. It's about $100, but it has been seen on sale lately for about $75. So go check out the links down below and see what the best price is right now. All I can say is at $100, it's still worth it. Okay, next up, we're going to talk earbuds, because if you're talking running electronics, you can't really do that without talking about earbuds. And I've got 4 on the table because I couldn't pick just one, and these are all in different price brackets, so that might help you out as well. First up, we're going to talk about the Tribit FlyBuds 3 I have here. These even fall into the stocking stuffer category because they're only $30 on Amazon, which is a crazy value. They sound great, they fit really well, and they actually have a USB power bank built in, so you can actually charge your phone or your GPS watch with these right out of the front of the case. Next up, we're going to talk about the Jaybird Vista 1s. These are some of my favorite earbuds, and I wore these for like a year before the Jaybird Vista 2s came out, which we'll talk about in a second. But the reason why these are on the list today is because these have dropped in price. You can find these for around $100 now, and at that price, these are some of the best running earbuds available. And finally, we've got 2 more pairs of earbuds, and I couldn't just pick one winner. These are both on the expensive side at around $200, but they're both very good. We've got the Beats Fit Pro on the left here, and we've got the Jaybird Vista 2s on the right here. Both of these feature active noise cancellation, they're water resistant, and they sound incredible. If you have an iPhone, you might find more value in the Beats Fit Pro, but the Jaybird Vistas work there as well. kind of a toss-up. Definitely check both these out. They're both really good. Okay, another random electronic I want to talk about in this video because I really like this thing is this Anker magnetic power bank for the iPhone 12 or iPhone 13. This thing is awesome. Basically, we all know what a power bank looks like. It's just a little brick. It's got a USB Type-C here, and it's got a little button that gives you a charge indication here. And you could use this as a regular power bank by plugging in a USB Type-C port and charging your phone or any accessory. But this Anker charger has an additional feature up its sleeve in that you can actually stick this to the back of an iPhone 13 or an iPhone 12, and it will charge the phone while being attached to the back of the device. This magnet is actually pretty strong, and you can't really shake it off very easily. So I've been able to run an ultra marathon with this in my backpack, throw it in the back, and then when my phone dies, I can actually stick it to the phone, stick it in my vest, and have my phone ready to go without worrying about it. This is a really awesome accessory, and I kind of bring this everywhere now, not just for running, but traveling or going to work. So the Anker magnetic power bank goes for $50, I think. So it's a little bit expensive, but it is pretty cool, and it's held up pretty well over time. Next up, we're going to move into a new category. Action cameras. It falls into electronics, but they're kind of a category in their own. So the action camera I reach for the most on day-to-day life when I go for my runs or I'm just, going out with my kids or my family or whatever is the GoPro Hero 10 Black. GoPro Hero 10 Black is just incredible. It's got a ton of features. It films in 5K. You can do 4K, 120p slow motion. It's got all of the picture profiles. It's got insane stabilization, good battery life, and it all fits in a package that goes in your pocket and is totally waterproof. I've got a full video about the GoPro Hero 10, so I'm not going to bore you in this video. Just know this is my favorite action camera right now. Unfortunately, it's a little bit expensive, but it is a great action camera. On the other hand, if you know somebody who's kind of a gadget person and wants something a little bit more unique than the GoPro Hero 10 Black, we've got the Insta360 ONE X2. And this is a 360 camera, so you can see there's a lens on the front and there's a lens on the back, and this effectively makes a full spherical image. Now, what's cool about the Insta360 ONE X2 is when you get the additional selfie stick I have here and screw that into the bottom of the camera, it's actually between the lenses. You can see there, the stick goes between the lenses. That makes the stick invisible. This effect is really mind-blowing, and something when you post on social media, people will be like, hey, how'd you get that drone to fly around you? Or how'd you do that? What kind of camera did you use? You'll get a lot of questions when you use a camera like this, but it is really super cool footage, very unique, and I've had a lot of fun with the Insta360 ONE X2. Now, I do have a full review about the Insta360 ONE X2. I'll link that up here. But it is one of my favorite cameras to use while running. Finally, what you've all been waiting for is GPS watches. What GPS watch do you buy the runner in your life? And honestly, that's a really hard question to answer. So I'm just going to sum it up with a few of my favorites. To kick this off, I want to talk about the Coros Pace 2 because I'm going to tell you this is the best value GPS watch on the market for $199. It does everything at that price point. You get a good looking watch that's super light and decently well built with incredible battery life of up to 30 hours in GPS mode or like 3 weeks in standby mode. The battery just goes on and on. Not only that, but the Coros Pace 2 does have full training tools with Coros Evo Labs that gives you training load, tells you your 7-day training load and training status, estimated race predictor, all of that information built into the Coros Pace 2. It's a great watch overall. And what I like about Coros is that they keep adding features to the Coros Pace 2 as time goes on. They're not like just letting it die off. So the Coros Pace 2 is definitely my favorite budget or value option, and it ticks a lot of boxes. But for me, my favorite GPS watch on the market right now is still the Garmin Fenix 6 Sapphire or Fenix 6 Pro. It's got music, maps, Wi-Fi, full topo navigation, turn-by-turn directions, training tools, offline music, Spotify. The list goes on and on. This thing does everything, and it's still a rock solid watch, even I think 2 years after it's been launched, and especially at today's pricing, which is crazy right now. Again, check out the links down below because it's on sale. It's a great deal right now. And that kind of wraps up GPS watches. I think that's the shortest I've talked about them on my channel. If you want more in-depth information about any of these watches, I have videos about them on my channel, and I really dive deep on those, so go check those out. In this video, I'm just going to tell you, these are some of my favorites. And I'm sure I missed some awesome gift opportunities in this video, and if I did, make sure you comment down below to let me know about what you're getting your runner in your life. Let me know about your gift ideas. Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And a final thought on buying gifts. gifts and things for people, sometimes it's not a thing that you want to give to somebody. Like if you're in a relationship and you've got kids, maybe the best gift you can give somebody is some time to go on that trail run or go do a runcation and travel to a place that they've never been before for a weekend and, you know, get out there and do something. This might be the opportunity to give them that. That's pretty cheesy, but you know, that's kind of what I want for Christmas. Anyways, that's all I've got for this one. If you found this video helpful or entertaining or pass the time, maybe give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year and I'm so close. Help me out. And like I said before, I will have all of the products I mentioned in this video linked in the description down below. So go check those out for the best pricing available. Can't believe I just went through this entire video about gifts for holidays and I didn't even mention my own hat. Yes, my hat, the Chase to Summit Trucker hat, is available and you can pick that up in the link in the description down below as well. And that would make a pretty good gift too, I think. Okay, I'm done talking now. I've been jabbering for way too long. Yeah, happy holidays. Bye.